Mr. Rogers of rock right there.
Oh, it's amazing.
Welcome back, friends.
Jesus. Fuck, Dave.
So glad you could join us. What? What's wrong?
We were having a discussion.
We're talking, and you're just being, and all of a sudden, since it's
Welcome
coming off
back, friends.
coming off the commercial or whatever we're listening to, and all of a sudden,
Well, if I say welcome back, friends, thank you so much for joining us.
All right, Dave.
We're glad you could be here.
God damn love.
Ryan, bleep that out. Ryan, bleep everything Chad says out for the rest of the show.
That'd probably be a good thing.
In fact, just turn his mic off.
Yeah, we don't need that.
Just turn that off. That's it.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right.
All right.
That's it. Just do it.
Good God. So we do have some things to talk about today. One thing I really want to talk about is this big book thing, because it's a kind of a long-term project of adding music to a long list of songs that we think would make the biggest, best playlist of all time to cover all genres of heavy metal, all the subgenres that contribute to what is metal today. And we call that the Big Book of Metal. The Big Book of Metal. Or the Big Book of True Metal.
Big Book of True Metal. As I call it, the Big Book of Business.
All right. Well, what do we have on the Big Book right now, Chad?
Well, I think where we're at right now is that when we were looking at, let me pull it up here real fast.
Yeah.
Since I know Ryan's not going to fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? So what I have up here, remember we stopped off at, I believe we stopped off at Pantera and we were doing the Cowboys from Hell, and I sat there and I said, you could pick just about any song right now, but just for one song to go real quick, when I sat there and went, Shazam, Pantera's around. What the fuck is that?
We were going through this list chronologically, and it got really boring because we were stuck in the 60s.
It took forever to get out of the 70s.
Yeah. So now at this point, if it comes to mind, we're just gonna go to it.
I would like to sit here and let's add to this goddamn thing, and not me. And the reason I picked these songs out here wasn't because they're my favorite of those bands. It's like
they're influential. They're important.
Influential. Yeah. And so when I put up here, when I said in 1990 it was Pantera from Cowboys from Hell, I picked Primal Concrete Sledge because I went, man, I was never going to listen to Pantera in my life. And I didn't know Dimebag, but I knew Daryl. Yeah. So it was like, oh, these fuckers are finally getting it, this is badass. And that was a great fucking song. And that's when you knew what you were getting set up to the table, man. So that was very important to me. So I put on the list, Primal Concrete Sledge, 1990 from Cowboys from Hell.
Now, I think right now we've got a black metal fan with us, Dave Kellogg, who plays drums he's played drums with a lot of bands. But Dave, do you think black metal belongs in the Big Book of True Metal?
Fuck yeah.
Why wouldn't it?
Don't answer for him, Chad.
I'm gonna take a motherfucking headphone off and stick it up your ass.
Just one?
Kevin, give me yours too.
Well, they come in pairs, I thought. So, all right. Well,
definitely.
Given that, what do you think are some of the? Now, don't start listing off because I know you'll just start blathering on.
Yeah, right.
35 different bands. What do you think are probably the top one or two songs? This is the hard part about this. If you have to pick a song right now, or today, or in the next 10 minutes, what song or what 2 or 3 songs do you think have to go on there?
Probably my favorite black metal song ever written would be "I Am the Black Wizards" from Emperor.
Emperor.
Yeah.
All right.
Or Ye in Transiperium.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm writing down.
He is forensically writing.
Let's see that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm just going to put it like that so I know what to do, man, because I think that's kind of impressive.
So we'll add that to the list.
Let's go on the list.
What do you think is important about either of those things? Because I don't listen to black metal. So I've heard of Emperor. I'm pretty familiar with them.
Well, Black Wizards is the first black metal song I ever heard. Well, new wave black metal song. Yeah. Because, prior to that, you had your Venom and your Bathory and things like that, and they were black metal before there was black metal.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm glad you mentioned Venom because I kind of spoke about Venom quite a bit at the beginning, but I didn't put him on the list because I was waiting for somebody that actually listened to Venom and appreciated what Venom kind of was the granddaddies, kind of like we would say Sabbath and everybody else is. Venom been around for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
So,
What, early 70s? I mean,
yeah, they've been around since the 70s.
Yeah.
Just like Maiden was around, but we just didn't know it. Just like some of the other bands were around, but you just didn't know it. Just like the other, And Venom was a very big part of metal, And
All right,
so
let's add that one on there too.
yeah,
Hold on.
put him on in there.
Hold on, write
I'm
this
a
down.
good
Hold
guy.
on.
He's got the goddamn pen.
Yeah.
The pen.
I don't know
is
why
up.
I'm writing this down. You're the bookkeeper.
Yeah, but I'm gonna end up, typing something in here and fucking it all up. So
yeah, right. We don't want to miss
until I can afford, the station can afford another fucking tablet.
Oh yeah.
And I don't have to sit here and do this kind of monkey shit over here with a phone and this and that.
We do have
Speak and
everything
spell.
cobbled together in here just to make this
It's
list
weird
happen.
to make it work because, heaven forbid poor Ryan's working his ass off over there falling asleep. And he could do some of this stuff, but,
What is your
heaven
problem
forbid.
with him?
Ryan does. Yeah.
What is your problem with Ryan?
He does enough.
Enough.
He does a
You're
lot.
goddamn. You just said it just right. He does enough.
He does a lot.
Hey, right now he's picking his nose.
I know it. The exact. You know what? They
told him
can't
about-
see it. You can.
I think we've learned this lesson before. You don't piss off an engineer who has control over your audio,
Or his
and that's what
nose.
you're doing right
Or
now.
his nose.
Or his
True.
nose.
Jesus Christ.
This is how he takes over the show, but he hasn't yet, so that's good.
I think he's most qualified of anyone in this building to take over this show. More qualified than anyone that's actually on the show.
I think the Rug's more qualified than anybody on the show.
Kellogg. I mean, that's right, and no one here can get upset about that.
That's accurate,
I mean, that's
actually.
accurate. That
Like,
really
you
is.
can't even hate me for
I feel
that.
like Percy told me
No,
the same
I
thing.
can't. I think Percival even said that. I think he even said that.
The big book list continues.
Yes, it does.
Big book.
So I did want to mention, of course, the very next thing. I'm just pot-shotting bands with their things. You can literally name thousands of their own songs. So the next thing I picked was from 2000, from New American Gospel, Lamb of God, and it was In the Absence of the Sacred. I really, that's just my thing. Everybody else can throw holes at it all they want to.
We
because,
won't. Yeah.
I fucking love that album. That song right there is badass, and it's just about every song on that
Lamb
album.
of God gets a
badass.
little bit of grief. Here's the thing, I'm one of the griefers. I'm one of the people that gets bored with Lamb of God. I like Lamb of God. I like them. I really genuinely like them. And there's some songs I genuinely love.
Sure.
But they have a formula kind of sound to them.
Well, they're formulaic. They played themselves,
right.
and it's weird.
They're not really looking to push boundaries. They're looking to continue to play a
They're
sound.
gonna play. It's like pushing Slayer. Yeah, there's the good thing about Slayer, then there's the bad thing about Slayer.
Yeah.
The good thing about Slayer is when you buy a Slayer album, you're getting Slayer. The bad thing about Slayer is you're getting Slayer. So
It's a particular seasoning. If you put
Correct.
seasonal on everything, you're going to get
Correct.
tired of seasonal.
Now, the good thing about Lamb of God is almost everything they're doing is really fucking good. It's just really like everything else they do, and that is no shot at them at all whatsoever. It's just you get spoiled. How about that? Is that right? Is that the right term? You get spoiled, and you don't get spoiled on those first three albums by any stretch of the fucking imagination. I even say the first four because Sacrament to me was like zip. I mean, I fucking loved
Chad
it.
is air masturbating right
Yeah,
now.
I am. It was beautiful. I didn't like the recording. I thought, how do you go from Ashes of the Wake to that? Ashes of the Wake is a little too refined.
It's hard to follow.
But
They
it's
did a
like
lot
you're-
of crazy techniques on Ashes of the Wake to get it to sound like that, too.
But it's very industrial sounding, which is a very strange thing to get out of that for Sacrament.
That was,
And
back then.
great sounding, of great music for a
This is
weird mix.
This is at the beginning of this whole thing that's been happening to this genre for the past 15, 20 years, where bands are trying really hard to sound more perfect than the next band over.
It's
And-
disgusting. It sucks, man. We're losing what makes metal. Of course, like I used to, I finally get it what Mustaine was complaining about. It's like, oh, watch how fancy their fingers are. Watch how blah, 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 blah. It's like, well, you're the one doing it, Dave. What the fuck, man?
But he's not time aligning anything.
He's not doing
and he's
all
not
this
trying to
stuff.
sound like it's
He's not.
perfect.
He's just going. You know, and so I think that's the truth.
I think
is
he gets that. He
we've-
gets at least he gets the nature of aggression and
Right.
how that feeds into music, and that you need to hear that.
Yeah,
aggression.
I think you lose that. You're starting to lose a little bit of that. Well, you're not starting.
So
you already
is
did.
this is why the older Lamb of God stuff I still like, because it still has that fire in its belly that a lot of the newer stuff I feel like just doesn't really have. You know, and I think if you continue to play the same kind of song over and over again, you're eventually going to lose that fire.
I think. Well, Dave, here's what we need to do. Here's a good exercise for us, and this is pointing at us, and this is putting us in a bad shape.
Great. Oh, yeah, you would never do that.
Let's see what it'd be like if we could actually write 13 fucking albums doing the very same thing that made you what you are.
But why would I want to do that? That's kind of for money, I guess, just for money. But I don't want to do that as an artist.
Guess how time goes, and you don't even realize that. In doing what you do, and you enjoy what you do, you love what you do.
That's fair enough.
You know, and so I think it's very hard it's easy armchair and quarterbacking in music, just like it is in any other thing. And the fact that I'm saying this, normally I'm the one that's putting this shit down on everybody, but it's the truth. I mean, you sit there and you go, these guys are literally
But
sitting here doing
wouldn't you
this
be more excited to hear that a new Lamb of God album came out when you know it's going to be something surprising that's going to kick you in the ass, as opposed to knowing that you already heard that album before?
I think today, I would really think that when I feel that I'm going to have a better chance of hearing a badass Lamb of God album today than I was going to hear before. Because they're not writing an album out today to go hit some major record label that's going to tell them they had to make an album today. So if it comes out and it's shitty, fuck, it's on them.
It's never shitty. That's the thing, though.
I know.
It's never
That's-
shitty.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if the fan goes meh or bleh or da da da, what I'm saying is it's on the band at that time. We can't sit here and blame labels anymore. And
I'm not even
distributions.
complaining about the music quality as
Yeah.
much as I'm complaining about the aggression and the anger that comes across in the message.
Well, they're older. Think about that. How a lot of people now
We're the
they've
same
switched up
fucking
their.
age, and I'm able to get angry.
Well, you're getting angry because you're Dave. I'm saying the thing about
Where's
them.
my pill?
Never.
Yeah. What I'm saying is they're getting what you're getting angry about nowadays is far different. They've traded off their liquor for coffee. They've traded out this for Monster. They've traded out this and that because their blood pressure.
The behind the scenes footage of all these big bands that are nice enough to share this footage. It's very interesting how everyone's a health nut now.
No,
It's
yeah.
not- and it's been like that for a long time. Yeah.
I don't hardly drink. I don't hardly do the stuff that and stuff I'm going.
This is the least healthy day of the week for pretty much everybody in this room, I think.
And yeah, it is. This is where you're gonna go. Oh,
sometimes
God.
we don't know how we got home.
I hope it's the chicken. Yeah, that's it. So
Lamb of God.
I did want this Lamb of God.
It's all
So
right.
one more. We're gonna do one more song and that's it because we've
Yeah.
taken this way too long.
Yeah.
The other one, I had to sit there and put it out there, and you can do any one for like 5 fucking albums for crying out loud. But what I went ahead and did is I did pick 1986, which was the second best year of metal, in my opinion, 84 and 86.
Maiden.
And Iron Maiden's Aces High off Power Slave.
Yes, I know
and
Power
it was
Slave.
very, very, very fucking amazing song. That album was so good.
Aces High is a great
What a
t-shirt. Great t-shirt.
What a great t-shirt.
t-shirt,
My daughter's got 2 of them. You know, yeah, it's amazing.
Comes with a free bowl of soup.
It looks, and you get a fun hat. It looks good on you. You know, you know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, yes. So one of the biggest things is that I did like about it is Bruce Dickinson was so powerful on top of it, but when it kicks in, it was the first time you kind of had this driving vocal line and everything that Maiden did that you just hadn't heard. You know, you haven't heard a song like that from Maiden before. You kind of heard something like Where Eagles Dare, you know, on Peace of Mind, but that was more like they just threw the vocals in and gave Bruce the big hi-oh at the end. But this song was like, and you're like, fuck yeah. But then they followed that up with 2 minutes to midnight, and it kind of fucking sucked. But
It's
nonetheless,
funny you say that because there's a lot of people who really, really like that.
I know they do, and I wasn't one of them. That was when I went. Oh, it took me down. I went from Aces High to that, and I went
To Aces Low.
it didn't do it for me.
The 2 pair.
It was still a good song. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But then you go from that to like Lost for Words, and then you're going, what are we doing? Then you get to side B, and you went, fuck a duck. Those 3 songs were brutal. Back in the Village, Power Slave, and Rhyme of the Ancient Mariner.
Are you putting all 3 of them on the
No,
big book?
they might get there. I'm not going to do it.
But right now it's just one.
Right now it's just one. I'm just doing it just because I could literally put almost every song on 3 albums
If
on there.
we let ourselves, we'd
go through. We'd hit 666 in about
Yeah, our limit is 666 songs. If we want to go past that, we have to take songs off.
Correct.
So, all right.
So I don't want to go any further. We've gone long enough, and our listeners already drove himself into a tree.
Yeah, Grego's girlfriend is logged off. She's done.
Yes, I don't blame her.
Done with the Twitch stream. As a reminder to our radio listeners, you can watch this broadcast live on Twitch Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Central. Coming up on the show, we'll play a dastardly game of True Metal Trivia, and we'll also hear some news of the weird with Grego. But first, let's hear some metal. This is from the 2021 album Undo the Chains. This is Wraith.
Oh, I thought you were saying it was Docking.
That's what I was thinking.
No, that's the reason we don't have windows in here. I would jump right the fuck out of a window if that was written on this page.
If you didn't, Dave, throw me out the fucking window right
We're
now.
all going out the window! Everyone's going out the fucking window! This is Wraith with Dominator.